Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my cramathon TBR. The cramathon in the summer this year is taking place from July 9th to July the 12th. It's pretty last minute. I actually didn't hear it was happening until this morning. It's the 8th, obviously. It's almost 11 o'clock, so the cramathon officially starts for me in 1 hour. I hope to get this video filmed, edited, and uploaded before midnight so I can go ahead and start reading at midnight. I'm pretty tired though, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. If that doesn't happen, this video will be up by tomorrow morning, and I will be reading while you watch it, with any luck. There are 6 challenges, I think, if I recall. I'll recall them as I go through the books, but I'm just going to talk about all the books that I picked out, and that's basically it. And I might film a couple of other videos after this one, so I really don't know if I'll be able to get this one up in time, but like I said, it was pretty last minute. I'm not sure when they announced it, but they announced it on Twitter, and I really don't keep up with Twitter. It's my least favorite social media platform because I find it pretty confusing. I don't know, I really don't like it, so I literally never check it, and I wouldn't have even known the cramathon was happening if April over at, I can't say her channel name, Aprilis Maximus, I think that's what it's called. I'll link her video down below. Until she uploaded a TBR video this morning, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, what did I miss? And then I was looking at Whitney's channel and I didn't see anything and I was pretty confused, so I checked Twitter and I found it. But anyways, I'm rambling. So I'm just going to talk about the books I picked out. I picked out 6 or 7, I believe. They're all really short, and some of them are some that I just couldn't decide which one I wanted to do for which challenge, and so I might pick up one and not the other, or both. It just depends on how much time I end up having. I am on summer break, so I should have plenty of time to read, but I never know what might happen, and I probably have some family things that I'll end up doing, so we'll just see. The first challenge is to read a book that's under 200 pages. I wanted to pick a classic for this one because I've been wanting to read a lot more classics recently. As you can see in my June book haul, I bought a lot of classics last month, and so one of these is a classic I bought last month, and then one of them is one that I got from my mom. They're both under 200 pages. I don't know which one I'll pick up. I might pick up both. The first of which is The Crucible by Arthur Miller. I got this one last month. It's a play, and it is somewhere around, it's about 143 pages, including the appendix. I love The Crucible. I talked about it in my June book haul. It's one of my favorite plays. I've seen it in production once, and I've seen the movie, and we discussed it in English last year, but we never actually read it, so I was really interested in reading it, and since it does fit for this challenge, I thought I'd pick this one up if I get the chance. And then the one that I initially picked up for the challenge is one that my mom has been bugging me to read for years. It's The Awakening by Kate Chopin. This is written by a woman from Louisiana. If I'm correct, it's set in Louisiana. My family's from Louisiana, so this is kind of like a book about the homeland. I'm really interested to read it, but I think when I first picked it up, I read like the first 2 or 3 pages, and I was a lot younger, and I just couldn't really click with it. So I'm hoping now that I'm a bit older, I'll be able to go in and, push through all the harder language and everything and really get to the core of the story, because I've heard it's amazing, and I just can't wait to experience this. The second challenge, I believe, is to read a graphic novel. I don't actually own a graphic novel currently that I haven't read, but I do own a manga. It's kind of a fake manga, but it's The Infernal Devices Clockwork Angel. I did also talk about this in my June book haul because I got it last month while I was in New York at Midtown Comics. Like I said, kind of a fake manga, not real manga, but it is a book that's entirely made up of pictures, and therefore it counts for this challenge, and this is what I'm gonna read. Then another one of the challenges is to read a book that you DNF'd. For this one, I'm going with Gathering Blue. This is the whole Giver Quartet. I'm obviously not going to try to read this whole thing. I've already read The Giver. I started reading Gathering Blue in January, I believe. I got this bind up in December, I think. And I wanted to read the whole series this year because I loved The Giver when I read it in middle school, and reread it when the movie came out and loved it just as much. And I've never read the rest of the series, so I really wanted to read it, and then Gathering Blue just really wasn't grabbing my attention or grabbing my interest, and I had a lot of trouble with it. Even though it's only about 150 pages long, I just couldn't finish it and I put it down. But I think I finished it about 70 pages in, so I should only have about 80 or 90 pages left of the book. So I'm going to go ahead and push through this one, especially since there's so little left. Then one of the challenges was to read a novella or a short story. For this one, I'm going with Kindred Spirits by Rainbow Rowell. This was a World Book Day book. I've heard that this is a really good short story, and I'm excited to read it. And then the next challenge is to read a book in verse or a book of poetry. For this one, I'm going to read Sailing Alone Around the Room by Billy Collins. He was the U.S. Poet Laureate. I don't think he still is. I'm not really sure who's the current laureate or the poet laureate. But I've never actually read a book of poetry before. I've read a book in verse because I have read Burned by Ellen Hopkins, but that's the only book I've ever read in verse, and then I've never read a book of poetry, so I figured I'd finally pick this one up. I don't actually remember where I got this. I think I got it from my grandmother. But yeah, so I will be grabbing this one as well. And then the final challenge is just to read 5 books. I showed 6 to you guys. With any luck, I'll read all of them. So I think I've got that checked off. I'm really excited for this readathon. I'm really excited to get reading as soon as it's midnight. So I'm going to let you guys go so I can go ahead and film a couple of other videos and then edit and upload this one so I can get to reading. Until next time, keep reading.